So we're here today with the Archwick APC9K. I haven't really done much with this since the initial videos on it. It's a nice little replica from Archwick. It's fully traded, it looks good, it feels good. But in terms of the performance area, we're yet really to see it. I haven't ran it in the gauntlet yet. I've took it along with me to a few days and I've really run out of time. So I thought I'm going to shove it in the car. We're going to film some stuff with it because I haven't done it yet, and I'm just going to force myself to get one of the early guns done and we'll see how it does. So first of all today, and I'm hoping Netsy doesn't have too much of a hard time with these videos because I've got 4 cameras running. But today, we're first going to check the chrono. We're using 0.3 gram BBs. Let's fire some rounds through it. 1 joule, 0.9, 0.9, 0.9, 0.95. It's very consistent on the chrono. So we'll leave it there. So we're running 0.3 gram BBs. We're running propane. Like I say, I haven't shot this gun before all that much, especially not at range, but we're going to give it a go. So first of all, with a 0.3, we're going to head out to 45 meters. I think if a gun can't hit a target at 45 meters, it speaks badly, but I think it should be fine. So 0.3 grams, here we go. Yeah, so I need to adjust my aim a little bit. Not feeding. I did have this with one of the mags where the you have to smack it like that so that the feed track's getting stuck. So the hot performance is there. We might have to go to a heavier BB because we've also got a headwind coming as well, which is going to make it a little bit more difficult. You guys probably won't be able to tell much on the video, but I can feel it on my face. The breeze is coming straight towards me. So that round didn't hop at all, and then we get one that hops. So now it seems like we're bedding in a little bit. I'm going to turn the hop off a little bit because we're getting a bit too much over hop to where it's a bit unpredictable. So it might take a couple of rounds to settle. To my eye, it looks like they're sailing over the top. That was the little red target at 55. So with a 0.3, it can hit targets of 55. This gun isn't really designed for that. Now, it can do it, but with such a short barrel, this is like a tiny SMG. It's going to be, to me, this is something that you'd be using close quarters, something that you'd be using as a backup to a sniper rifle, maybe a vehicle gun, something like that. So what I'm trying to say is that the platform in itself is out of its depth at such ranges. Now we're just going to shoot the rest of these 0.3s at the 55. What I will say, because the last video I did, I was shooting the APC9, in terms of performance and the feel of the trigger, the APC9 is leagues ahead of this. The trigger on this I used to think was good, and then I've started using VFCs like the Mariamas, and it makes this trigger feel really bad, really plasticky and clunky. So we're going to keep going for the 55 and just peel off this mag. So it seems to me like we're sailing straight past it. So we're going to go up a BB weight. We're going to go to a 0.4. And again, it's a brand new gun. It's hardly been fired. We're going to see what we can do. So we'll go for the 55 again. Hopefully 0.4s are a little bit more consistent and predictable. First round. Seems like the first round in every mag just plummets. That seemed pretty flat. Yeah, 0.4s are a much better option for this gun. So 0.4s at 55. We can go for the 45 as well. Can we hit a 65? I would be really impressed if we did. I'm not hopeful. You know what? We're pretty damn close. So if we can hit a target at 65 with a 4, it's got to be close. It's got to be very close. I reckon if we had some more rounds through this, with a 0.4, we dialed in the hop a little bit better. I reckon I could get a hit at 65. It was dancing all around it, but again, remember, we're using such a short little barrel. And I don't want to burn through the 4s because we've got a lot of guns to get through today. So I don't want to get to one of the other rifles and have you know, having run out of 4s. So these are 3s. Again, the first round out of every mag just plummets. It's got no hop on it. And then we've got hop. You know, seems to perform all right. And can we get, before we go, just want to do a bit of a burst on auto. This gun, I'll be honest with you, hasn't been the best on auto. And with how good the APC9 shot, it kind of makes me want to sell the Archwick to get the Maruyama APC9 that takes those same mags, because again, having 2 guns that run the same mags and I wouldn't have to run these different mags is a massive plus. So see if we do some burst. It might gas out because again, this gun isn't great on full auto, but see how it's like, sometimes it's bap and it's really punchy, and the next shot's like, it just really isn't happy. So yeah, I think the thing that really lets down the Archwick APC9 is the magazines. They're not very consistent. But at least we've got some footage with this thing. Again, I'm not, you know, bashing the Archwick APC9. I think to have such a relative degree of accuracy at 55 and even 65 meters, we didn't hit the 65 meter target, but I reckon if I had a couple more mags with some 4s, I reckon I would. The fact that it can do that out of such a short barrel, you know, the barrel is this big, is quite phenomenal. So we're going to wrap it up there. Thanks for tuning in. Again, go and show some love for the guys at 6mm Airsoft. This site, again, in every video, I'll make sure that I point you down to the description where you can find more info about this site, but they very graciously have allowed us to use this site for video purposes, so very much thanks to them. Go show them some love. But for the Archwick APC9K, back to the studio. Well, what can we say? I've had this replica for a while now. When I initially reviewed it, it showed indications of being very good. And in terms of, you know, exterior quality, the way it feels, there's no like looseness between the upper and lower. It's fully traded. In terms of all that, they've done a very good job. You know, the stock pulls out nicely, but it's fairly sturdy for the type of stock that it is. It's a nice tidy little package, as an APC9 is. When they announced it, I jumped on it because I really wanted one of these. I've always wanted a gas blowback APC9K. However, what I would predominantly buy this for is either, you know, a close quarters gun, or maybe something that I'm carrying as a backup to a bolt action or a DMR for close engagements. And for the most part, for its barrel size and everything like that on semi-auto, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. Just, you know, the full auto up till now, I'll have days where I'll just be messing about with the guns. I do it all the time. You know, I'm an airsoft enthusiast. This is what I do. You know, every now and again, you're feeling a bit down, you go pick up a gas blowback and just go rinse some rounds. And every now and again, it will work absolutely fine. I think what really lets this gun down is the magazines. Some will take gas, some won't take gas. Some will take more gas than others. A lot of them do bind up on the BB feed, so you'll you know, feed them all in. You'll go to shoot it, it stops shooting, and you'll find there's a gap here because the BBs are stuck, and you have to tap it on a bench or something hard to get them to release. So, all being said, it's not a bad gas blowback replica. It's just far from exceptional, and I think that is where lies the problem. If this performed like, you know, the Mariama SPC9, for instance, I'd just be over the moon with it. And I want to love it, you know, because I'm so fond of the APC9K. They've done a good job on the externals, like I say. I mean, you know, these B&T grips I'm not a massive fan of because they're just a bit too wide for my grip. They just feel really, really awkward. I'm not sure what B&T were thinking when they did that grip. It just feels very odd, very uncomfortable. So it leaves me at an impasse here. What do I do with it? I think what I'm going to do with this one, I think I've got like 5 or 6 mags for it. I think I'm going to move it on. And just, you know, put that money back into maybe picking up the Mariama one. I know it doesn't have trades or anything like that, but it will take the same mags as the SPC9. And people are telling me that the Mariama APC9 or SCW9K, whatever it's called, shoots just as good as the SPC. And if it does, then that's more my flow, because it needs to work. So if you're a collector, and again, these things aren't cheap. I think when I bought this, it was about £500. For that price, I could have got 2 SPC9s. The Mariama mag infrastructure as well, they're better on gas. They hold more rounds. I think these are like 30 rounds. The Mariama ones, they do a 30 round mag, but the ones that come with it that I've shown before are 45 rounds. So it's got better gas capacity, better ammo capacity, and in terms of performance, especially the full auto is the most important part on things like this, because we're buying them as grin guns. And when I say grin guns, you know, to shoot it and put a grin on your face, it's like a happy time. But, you know, predominantly you're probably going to be shooting a lot of it semi-auto only anyway. I'll let you make up your own decision. I'm not going to force feed you what I've experienced with this. This is what the on the range videos are for, so I can show you what's going on. I think the stark realization is when you're going to see a lot of the VFC AR stuff. And I think some of you might be shocked. Some of you be like, yeah, that's about right. But thanks for tuning into the video. This is how the APC9 from Archwick shot. They do a couple of models in the range. Maybe this can be improved upon. I'm not too sure. The performance didn't seem bad, but, you know, the gas capacity and things like that could be better. So Thanks very much for tuning in this video. If you want to see more of On the Range, make sure to let me know down in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and you can find a link in the description for more info about 6mm Airsoft and for the Jaeger Precision Discord. And from me and Bench, we'll be seeing you in the next one.